Most advanced universal terraform technologies are hidden here on Earth. Aloha. The individual target is to constantly re-terraform the Earth as the most renewable and sustainable, then terraform 500 trillion alien worlds to become the most advanced in the universe and reverse climate change. These are eccentric times here on Earth. There is a greater possibility to invent new technologies to tackle climate change. These new green technologies can also continually re-terraform the Earth, then other alien worlds, beginning with Mars and some moons. Saturn's moon Titan may be suitable for terraformation in the future. Colder places may be easier to terraform than hot planets. Of course, it's better to find planets in the habitable zone with efficient mineral, soil complexity, and gravity. Gravity is a universal force. It can be utilized to communicate and travel long distances. It can be bent and forged to suit technologies. One thing that was kept secret for too long is the Earth contains secret and hidden terraform technologies in nature. That's why this planet is so special. The aliens have used the Earth as a biological and genetic storehouse for thousands of years. Biological diversity is very rare and unique to Earth. Everything that exists is extremely valuable in space. The human population has been ravaging a planet with rich resources and biological mixture that are wanted by many alien races. The Creator has seeded the Earth with great diversity, also camouflage terraforming capacities in many places. Alien worlds never had the biology to be able to terraform new worlds. They mostly deplete their planet's deposits and seek essentials elsewhere in space. That's why the Earth is a magnificent sphere, and it has to be protected and preserved at all costs. Industrial civilization has been consuming the planet exponentially. Industrialization has generated population booms many times. Humanity is supposed to stop being a locust swarm over a wonderful realm and start employing re-terraformation properties here and afar. A diversely Earth-like universe would be heavenly for all intelligent civilizations. Unfortunately, the universe comprises countless barren worlds, but there is a possibility that a lot of them can be terraformed as new Earth-like natures. Nature is all over the universe. Other planets can't be much different in their chemical combination. Perhaps, human civilization can consistently advance through technological, green farming, reforestation, energy generation, manufacturing, and innovation. Possibilities are endless, yet planet Earth must be maintained as pristine and fresh as possible. The animal kingdom has been living on Earth without exhausting its natural resources. Indeed, they contribute to the natural and organic abundance of their surroundings. There are many very high-level technologies concealed here on Earth a long time ago. Very advanced also angelic societies have come to this world and equipped it with very secret, mostly biological technologies. They may be inherent in some animals, trees, plants, or other species, possibly in all of them to some degree. There are very tall and powerful archangels overseeing the Earth and human society from the beginning of creation. They're the ones who assisted the Earth in becoming habitable and abundant with living organisms. They have their own realm in between dimensions. They communicate with other archangels monitoring other planetary systems comprising intelligent life forms. For some reason, the Creator has conceived the Earth and granted a great level of biodiversity that can continuously rejuvenate the Earth, then other planetary systems. This is why the aliens want this world as their own and humans as a workforce. Humans haven't been good stewards of this marvelous sphere filled with life. There may be over 500 trillion alien worlds in the Milky Way galaxy and surrounding galaxies. Some of them may be convenient for terraforming into Earth-like. The universe wants to be an Earth-like paradise of myriads of alien species living in harmony and cooperation. We can bring the heavens into the universe and stop competing over resources, territory, and other means. There are super advanced civilizations in the universe, but these are mostly technological hierarchical empires. There are also many human-like extraterrestrials. Some of them know about the Earth and come here for different purposes. Humans aren't aware of other human-like societies in the universe. Super advanced civilization must have mastered terraforming, but that's not true. Terraforming requires a tremendous amount of biological resources and potent organisms, as well as proper chemical and mineral compounds. Progressing technologically and industrially will deplete any planet in the universe. This is what's happening here now. Industrial devastation and pollution have skyrocketed during the last few decades. Now all nations are trying to resolve climate change, pollution, deforestation, and other problems mostly caused by destructive industries and economic systems. Having more of stuff you never need or want doesn't make sense. This isn't the path to happiness or fulfillment. People will always need products, services to survive and live comfortably. Thus, all of them can be adjusted as environmentally safe and friendly in the next couple of decades or so. Any type of green innovation and technologies will be mass manufactured and shipped worldwide to tackle climate change and catastrophic events. In a sense, the Earth is required to be re-terraformed with the help of the human population, rather than destroying it furthermore. All life that abides here is unique and valuable in space. Biodiversity isn't rich in the universe nor in alien worlds. Some alien species don't even have more than one crop to feed them in their arid worlds. All kinds of crops, trees, plant, edible herbs, algae can get bioengineered to adapt to new environments and climates. Humans want to colonize Mars and build a self-sustaining city there. If a theme park was constructed there, everyone would want to jump on a rocket and vacation there. Now people are trying to find the right things to save their planet, their future, and stop climate change after this pandemic that's been a great lesson for humankind. Humanity can evolve into a very advanced, potent civilization by protecting, preserving the livelihood and fertility of their home system. The Amazon tropical rainforest is one of the largest forest ecosystems in this galaxy. It has to be protected by all means necessary before cataclysms devastate civilization. This large region is a powerful core containing the richest biodiversity, plant, tree, fruit species. The evidence shows that natives of the past have planted this area as a food forest over the course of time in order to feed and supply themselves with various materials. Human beings relied on forests to survive for thousands of years. They also planted more of what they've taken. There was never a time in history where deforestation was magnified as massive as a country's size each year. This is why aliens are coming here, trying to take over the world and subjugate mankind secretly. It's one of the most dangerous events that can occur. Humans are genetically designed by master creators to be the unified saviors of magnificent planet Earth. Creators have created some worlds embedded with terraform technologies, possibly in creatures and plant life dwelling in them. The Earth is one of them, so it's very special compared to other systems. This has been a mystery for too long. There are probably some other technologies, artifacts, spaceship prototypes, structures concealed in many remote locations. Aliens already established many bases underground, underwater, and inside mountains. They've been slowly invading Earth, that's why they didn't people to know about them. Clean energy sources are the best against climate change, but they still generate pollution after some time. A truly clean energy source like nuclear fusion has been in development, but it's not fully functional yet. Clean energies are critical to recovering the Earth that's in grave danger at this time. It's not just the pandemic, there are many other threats to the existence of humankind. Natural resources are diminishing at an increasing rate. Mining rare metals to produce renewable energies still devastate large areas of wildlife and forests. It would be amazing to turn most of the mining into plant-based as well. Most plants contain many minerals if they're grown correctly. These minerals can be extracted and forge metals to use in technologies and manufacturing. It seems like the Earth is warning mankind with disasters. It may require a full-scale re-terraformation, so it can cleanse itself and regenerate. Energy from waste is fundamental for energy generation. All kinds of waste can turn into energy, biofuels, and other materials to be reused again and again. Many nations are building energy from waste facilities. Carbon removal from the atmosphere can be utilized to carbonate water and sodas. The soda and carbonated water industry is a massive global business. A carbon economy will take off by removing the excess carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases from the atmosphere. The Earth is such a special planet, it shouldn't ever get destroyed or polluted by the human population. All the waste including plastics can be recycled, gasified into a new form of energy. The opportunities will be endless when green innovation and clean energies receive the funding they need to prevail. Powering civilization with solar panels may be too difficult, hence more scientific research is necessary to launch the clean and even free energy era worldwide. Inventors like Tesla has discovered free energy a long time ago. To save the planet and human civilization, free energies should be uncovered and mass manufactured shortly. Free energies can still be profitable and good for the global green economy that's being launched at this time. Green premiums tend to be more lucrative. The people who work for vegan, green, plant-based, and other innovative startups get paid more than other traditional jobs and companies. Battery technology is crucial to tackling climate change. Only solar panels or wind turbines wouldn't do the job to reach net zero goals. Just like the fossil fuels that powered civilization and built up the economy, carbon dioxide, carbon, and other elements with a surplus in the ambience can be siphoned and used. Carbon is the most abundant element in our world. Nobody knew too much of it would heat up the globe. Reforestation and regenerative agriculture with no animals are still the best ways to sequester carbon in the soil. Forests are the best natural carbon dioxide absorbers that evolved over the course of millions of years. Clean energy and carbon capture technologies may never outdo forests when it comes to carbon removal. Some people think seaweed is the best way to grow alternative food and remove carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Seaweed is very versatile, it can be used for a lot of things. Types of seaweed can produce biofuels like algae as well. Re-terraforming the Earth depends on many types of versatile and useful plant species like seaweed, mangrove, algae, and so forth. Trees can do a remarkable job to fight against global warming and environmental decline. The planet was barren billions of years ago, fungi and plants have emerged and encircled the Earth, then animals appeared. Therefore, all life depends on plant life no matter how big or small they are. The aliens want this planet as their own, so they can exploit all that exists here for their own purposes and space trade. You wouldn't want to live on a planet dominated by several alien organizations. The reality would be exactly like a dystopia. Everyone is being called to constantly innovate and find new solutions to restore and enrich the environment. Waste will be a great resource in the future. If all productions aren't completely renewable, mineral deposits, natural resources will deplete over the course of time. This has happened to countless worlds. It shouldn't happen to Earth. Everybody can be the guardians of planet Earth, acting upon any environmental and existential issues. Individual action and awareness can still make a big difference and inform others how to be eco-friendly. Many fruits, nuts, edible, and medicinal species are originated from tropical rainforests. The planet may be transformed into a global rainforest consisting of interconnected green cities and new forest ecosystems. The future will be bright if humanity can tackle climate change and stop the industrial destruction that most climate and environmental problems are linked to. From now on, all nations can constantly re-terraform their environment inside their borders. That way, technologies, innovation, biological and plant species will be fully operative to reach other spheres inside the habitable zones. The fight against climate change can advance civilization into its next phase of development. A green economy is way better than a destructive one. Economic and societal systems will change and adapt to the climate needs. The magnetic pole has been shifting, and this shift will also cause more instability and disasters in the future. The magnetic field may weaken over the course of time and due to an increase in temperatures. Thus, the magnetic field might be reinforced artificially. This effort would be useful to form a new magnetic field on other planets like Mars. Terraforming is a never-ending process. Once the geoengineering of Earth begins, there will always be ways to improve. Civilization must keep its home world as cool as possible by keeping seasonal temperatures at a steady rate. It's obvious, greenhouse gases trapped in the atmosphere and other things that cause the warming are way over the limit. The industrialization has granted much comfort, technological advancement, and many useful products for the human population. It also distressed the planet's vitality severely. Civilization may be going back in time and live more naturally than before. Some level of technology is necessary, but excessive industrial manufacturing is destructive for the planet. There are so many undiscovered species and things hidden inside rainforests. There are many of them scattered around the globe. Perhaps, the universal terraform technologies that are mostly biological are shrouded inside these magnificent regions of biodiversity. If Mars is fully terraformed in less than 100 years, billions of people can be transported to Mars to enhance its environment, climate, and magnetic field. Planet Earth may not be able to sustain billions of more people, so Mars may be the place where billions can live either underground or in domed cities at first. The more people there are, the more funding, capital, and workforce to build a more livable city on Mars or elsewhere. Magnetic field generation and enhancement will be fundamental for any type of terraforming, also to strengthen Earth's magnetic field that may decay one day. There are more knowledgeable souls living and incarnating into Earth to deal with coming cataclysms and real problems of this newly developing society in the universe. Aliens may never help or save the world, so it's up to humans to unite and cooperate in order to clean up and refresh the biosphere. Spaceships transporting people to Mars and traveling in space will resemble dome biospheres in the future. Some people have encountered various alien species living in biosphere ships traveling at great speeds. Biotech is under development. Human beings are the most advanced biotechnology that's been genetically altered many times in the past. Humans should stop being destructive and become the green saviors of planet Earth and civilization. Reforestation and carbon farming may still be the most efficient to remove carbon from the atmosphere and turn it into a resource. Algae-based bioreactors absorb carbon dioxide to generate a feed, fuel, and energy. Some types of feed can be used to make various byproducts or 3D print bioplastics and useful items. There may be more conflicts and poverty in the future, so it's best to join forces to save the world and increase its natural output to benefit the whole. Natural productions are still the best ways to supply society. Chemical and artificial manufacturing is less efficient than organic, biological outgrowth. Organic harvest will increase when forest farming and agroforestry are introduced into modern society. People will need to make use of plants increasingly to carry out geoengineering here, then begin terraformation of other habitable spheres. They grow food in space station now. What can be done in the space stations can be done elsewhere in space to a greater extent. Life may never return to normal. Work a job, consume more, waste more may be a thing of the past. The planet cannot keep up with ever-growing consumption. The creators wouldn't want this planet to deplete and turn into an uninhabitable, toxic zone. It may be impossible for other alien races, even advanced civilizations, to refresh their worlds since they never had the organic life forms to assist terraforming or any type of recovery. Larger, more technological and oppressive collective empires may approach the Earth, so they can gain control of a planet, including planetary regeneration assets in its numerous habitats. Economic growth and expansion may be the worst thing to do for any civilization. Organic and ecological growth and expansion as in rainforests to produce the things needed for the populace would be a better scheme. Nature continuously grows and expands, it shouldn't be too difficult to utilize this sustainably. The earth must be protected as soon as possible. Air pollution is skyrocketing in most industrial nations. Any type of pollution affects the entire globe and contributes to climate change. A lot of nations are trying to retrofit their cities with clean energy, but this may not be enough to halt global warming. It's mostly caused by the increasing carbon emissions and the surplus of greenhouse gases trapped in the atmosphere. The Earth contains the diversity of life to revive dying and depleting planetary systems, so it should never be exhausted for the sake of economic and industrial consumption. Renewable energies still require a lot of metals and elements. It seems like it's the only way to minimize carbon emissions worldwide. Burning liquid fossil for energy generation may be a thing of the past soon. Of course, there is still a need for oil, since clean energy isn't able to power civilization yet. Some nations use geothermal energy to power almost everything. There is a great necessity to invent new energy sources that are clean and environmentally friendly. The nations that cannot save their environment and cleanse their air may be overtaken by the deceptive alien forces or other nations. Extreme industrialization is outdated. The economy should be readjusted to benefit the environment and tackle climate change. In a sense, the Earth itself demands groundbreaking change as re-terraforming. With the help of new clean energy sources, green innovation, and economy, the Earth can be continuously re-terraformed by the whole human population and eco-efficient industries. As of now, nothing will be the same again. Energy from waste is a new way to generate energy. Landfills emit gases that can be transmuted into renewable energy. Some nations are employing trains, buses, and other transportation systems powered by energy from waste. This is a remarkable invention that can be used in other nations. Any type of new innovation to generate clean energy and tackle climate change will circularize the Earth shortly. Now people know what they need to do to save their only home world, wanted by many alien races. They will try to trick people and mind control to make use of them in every possible. Human beings are a remarkable species. They have more potential to become an advanced, sustainable, and harmonious civilization than many alien organizations. Nature abides the entire universe. Earth's nature can do pretty much anything if it's treated properly. The world's largest cities and nearby industrial zones emit the most greenhouse gases. They're the first ones to get re-terraformed and arise as carbon negative like rainforests. Rainforests embody the most sustainable, lively, and circular blueprint of life in the universe. A circular economy is being designed to reverse carbon emissions and waste. The old economic system constantly consumed all resources and generated a tremendous amount of waste transferred to landfills. Of course, research and development also funding is crucial to be able to finally reverse this climate change crisis that's tormenting everybody's lives. People want to live in a clean, equal, abundant world where everyone is living peacefully. There may be only a few decades to deal with the real crises threatening the future of humankind. That's why time is working against society at this time. Global lockdown might be the best thing for nature to start healing again. The Amazon was burning down to clear land for cattle ranching and soy farming. The palm oil industry also destroys large forested areas and ravages orangutan habitats. Any type of destructive industry and product must be banned to save rainforests, temperate forests, and mitigate the pollution. Everybody is in this together. This is a threat to mankind. Luckily, nature can regenerate extremely fast. There was an asteroid impact in a boreal forest, wiping a large tract and leaving a crater. After a couple of decades, the forest has regrown even more lively than before. Nature knows how to regenerate itself without human interference. The Earth is perpetually terraforming itself, and all regions. The problem is the industrial devastation and pollution, corroding the planet exponentially. Modern men might have to live and produce the things they need more natively instead of industrially. Technology is just a tool, it's not going to upgrade civilization after some time. A lot of companies are trying to collect more waste and used materials for recycling. Waste will be one of the greatest resources. It can even generate a great deal of energy. If classified free energies are mass manufactured to be established worldwide, it would be a lot easier to tackle climate change and utilize new technologies to upgrade sustainability in all cities. This is a never-ending process. Humanity has entered a new era in its development. If carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases could be captured and used for many industries like soda production, a lot of companies would do whatever it takes to grab those gases. There are other elements in greenhouse gases that could get separated for different uses. This is such a threshold. Humans are trying to colonize Mars. The Earth is turning into Mars each day. Colonizing and terraforming other planets may be a fantasy, but recovering the Earth is obligatory for all nations. All resources and funding should be directed under this unique goal of building the most sustainable civilization ever existed. Humans will live on this planet for thousands of years. Destroying it all in a few decades for economic growth isn't practical. If any product, business, or industry isn't sustainable, it has to be regulated or may be forbidden. There are some carbon-negative nations, but they're poor. The green economy can transform any nation into carbon-negative, completely green also prosperous. It's obvious animal agriculture and other types of agriculture are destroying forests, soils also emitting tons of gases contributing to climate change. Farming methods must adapt to the needs of the environment, not for the human appetite. New farming methods are arising that are cruelty-free and climate-positive. Farming and city remodeling can be the big players in reversing climate change and cooling down the planet into steady temperatures. Sub-Sahara zone has been producing the largest hurricanes, it's one of the hottest and driest places in the world. If the planet hasn't been cooled down by a few degrees, there will be more frequent hurricanes, flooding, droughts, and other natural disasters devastating the largest cities. Coastal areas of all continents will slowly submerge with the sea level rise. There may be more pandemics, lockdowns in large cities, then floods, hurricanes, shortages, sinking while people aren't able to leave because of strict lockdown procedures. Large cities have to be retrofitted with clean energy, green growth, and mutate as a rainforest rather than pumping more greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. Hopefully, this climate change thingy won't incite wars between nations, mass migrations, and many other catastrophic events. The Earth comprises such a biodiverse environment where all species existing in a harmonic manner. Unfortunately, the most intelligent species evolved as the most destructive for their environment. With the rising awareness and understanding, existential crises can be overturned with the cooperation of the whole human population, no matter where they live. You never know who's going to invent the next renewable energy or solution. Natural solutions tend to be the best to tackle climate change. Planting trees take up a lot of lands and require so much water. Perhaps, the largest cities and farmlands can be converted to rainforests like the Amazon in order to overturn their emissions and sequester carbon and nitrogen in the ground. Everyone wants to live in a green forest or mountain, but there isn't the infrastructure to live there as in cities. Thus, nature, rainforests, cities, clean energies, natural solutions, and other innovative schemes will merge as one superproductive organism with the help of humans. Some people think modifying cities like NYC into a renewable rainforest by redesigning and retrofitting a massive concrete jungle shouldn't be too difficult. Everything starts as a dream, and it's turned into a reality with the believers. Everyone is being called by Mother Earth to devote their lives to a higher purpose of securing their future by rebuilding civilization as an ecological paradise, like edible bamboo rainforests in the Garden of the Gods. Concrete was the most used material for construction. It can be made with fungi, hemp, or new ways of trapping carbon dioxide into building blocks. Plant-based and green movements have launched a very positive era in human development. There is still hope to discover new ways to end environmental decline. Renewable products are becoming more popular in the global market. Every company is changing their product lines into eco-friendly. Some of these are greenwashing, yet it's still a good start. Eco-friendly companies tend to fund green projects that save the environment, forests, also help poorer communities. Once, the world's poor communities start working on green projects planned to tackle climate change, pollution, and forest destruction, they will have livable income and sense of purpose. This will upgrade civilization increasingly. Every human being is called to join the planetary renewal movement. Biodiversity protection is critical to preserve most forested and rich habitats. No species should ever go extinct ever again. New species will emerge and there are still so many species that aren't identified, mostly in the rainforest regions. Humanity can surpass all alien races that come to Earth with hidden agendas. Rather than industrial city expansion, nature will grow and extend. Humans can utilize nature's renewable resources to sustain civilization, also to clear up pollution altogether. Pollution could somehow become a resource in the circular and green economy. Waste is already being used to generate energy and recycling. Everything is completely reused, recycled, repurposed in the advanced civilizations. Humans should do the same to increase sustainability and renewability in every field of business. The period of meaningless pleasures and consumption is coming to an end. This is the era of constant green innovation to rebuild society as an ecological paradise. Otherwise, ever-occurring natural disasters will torment every world citizen. No place is ever going to be safe. Self-sustaining underground or space biospheres must be constructed like an Elysium. Most of the human population might need to move underground to live in disaster-proof facilities. There's a chance that an asteroid may enter the atmosphere and break into large fragments. Most of the movie scenarios eventually become a reality, threatening the lives of billions. There are underground vertical gardens producing food for grocery stores, restaurants, and businesses. If the surface isn't fertile to produce food, underground facilities will be the only places to grow food and to survive. Large cavern systems have their own climate, rainfall, and ecosystems. They kind of resemble underground rainforests where there is a diversity of life. These underground habitats can be constructed richly to sustain the human population and move carbon-emitting cities underground. Eventually, all civilizations move underground into self-sustaining cities and habitats resembling rich, green ecosystems. In a lot of alien worlds, climate change, pole shifts, environmental decay, and catastrophes have turned the surface environments into uninhabitable, toxic zones. This is rapidly occurring here on Earth now. There are also subtle alien invasions planned deceitfully. They study and observe every aspect of the human population to find vulnerabilities to capitalize on. Underground civilizations are partially shielded from invasions. They still do whatever it takes to gain access to underground colonies and their coveted assets. Some nations are transforming their deserts into productive farmscapes. This may be a way to re-terraform deserts into livable, fertile landscapes. There is also great endeavor to stop desertification with Great Green Walls. These new rich forests can halt deserts and continually enrich the soil for expansion. Tackling climate change, environmental degradation, and forest protection will be the biggest industry from now on. There are so many buildings in large cities, these can get retrofitted with renewables, also take on green improvements to go carbon neutral then negative. Civilization has to be resistant to global warming, and coming cataclysms. This is only the beginning. The largest cities of the world can be terraformed as new rainforest cities to arise as completely carbon negative, green, and biodiverse, powered by improving clean energies. Clean energy systems and battery technologies aren't fully efficient to power the world yet, but they receive more funding and development to overturn climate change. Perhaps, the most advanced civilizations are the ones that modified their livable space into technological, green energy rainforest ecosystems. In order to achieve this level of magnificence, everyone should put their minds to this unique goal of upgrading civilization into its most sustainable and organically rich phase. Once the Earth begins re-terraforming by its native inhabitants called humans, it will be unstoppable. This process is limitless and endless. Natural disasters have been warning the human population to invite them to start doing the right things to recover their beautiful planet bestowed upon them. The thing humans don't know about is, they live in a very biologically rich world, so they have the means to outmatch all alien races in this galaxy and afar. Some alien civilizations state that they've terraformed many planets. However, the newly terraformed planets are still barren. They never had the resources to terraform very green and biologically rich planetary systems. Some of them will even delude people into believing that they will save the world and terraform other worlds, so they can gain control of human society easily. They've mastered the art of deception a long time ago. This is how things go in the universe. Trickery has evolved over the course of millions of years. They weren't that devious and deceitful back in the age of dinosaurs. Technological societies exhaust their planet's environment, forcing them to search for essentials elsewhere in space. Some alien beings look similar to various creatures dwelling on Earth. This is proof that nature is actually similar, and it surrounds the entire universe. People need to be informed about what's going on so they can learn how to resist and protect human society from all kinds of disasters and invasions. Living on Mars would be extremely harsh compared to Earth. Hopefully, it's convenient for colonization, or else it would take thousands of years to play around with it. There are aliens everywhere, and more will come if the small groups succeed with their plans here. The environment and climate must be stabilized as soon as possible, so the Earth's productivity can be retained. In a depleted world, it would be very easy for aliens to exploit the human population in every possible. Rainforests subsist in temperate and tropical zones, therefore rainforest designs are great for farming, city planning, global regeneration, increased abundance, and happiness. People who live near rainforests providing tons of fruits, seeds, nuts, renewable resources are the happiest and luckiest people. For that reason, new rainforest productions can be established nearby cities instead of more industrial expansions. This is a way to re-terraform the Earth. Rainforests produce and manage their own rainfall, so there is no need to water, fertilize, or care for them. Any field of business and industry can be remodeled as a sustainable, renewable rainforest production. Of course, the destruction of forests must be strictly banned worldwide. Collective action is imperative to protecting the world's most significant regions and habitats. Coral reefs are the rainforests of the oceans, feeding a diversity of marine species. Rising ocean temperatures have caused coral bleaching in large coral reef systems. Some volunteers have been reproducing corals to transplant them into dying coral reefs. This is a method of coral reef revival and protection. Oceans are as lively as the lands. Nothing should ever go extinct again. Biodiversity should be maintained as richly as possible. There is always a type of plant for everything. Human beings are so lucky to live on such a biologically diverse planet. The Earth's nature may expand to other planets one day. Nature continually evolves. Eventually, human beings will merge with nature as one super green colony of the global rainforest with advanced technologies. Mass manufacturing technologies and countless products will deplete limited natural and mineral deposits. Everything is still finite here on Earth. Climate change itself has the power to wear out the entire scope of resources that the human population rely on to survive. Some researchers estimated that planting 500 trillion native species of trees in their region, also beneficial species for the populace, can reverse climate change and upgrade the natural resilience of all continents. Some nations are planting as many fruit trees as they can as a reforestation project. Planting trees as a monoculture still destroys ecosystems. That's why planting biodiverse rainforests is the best thing to do as reforestation as well as agroforestry farming project. Some agriculturists have planted many species as in agroforestry design and never had to do anything to care for them. They still grew well and produced yield without fertilizers, watering, tillage, or any work. This may be a technique for geoengineering any type of landscapes into productive fields. Concrete jungles aren't sustainable city designs. As a matter of fact, nothing is sustainable in this type of civilization, generating more consumption, pollution, and environmental decay each day. Concrete-based constructions emit some of the highest volumes of greenhouse gases out of all industries. The global grid is becoming cleaner, but constructions are still mostly concrete. Plant-based and carbon-storing concrete blocks have been invented by innovators working day and night to find new solutions against climate change. The climate change economy will exceed all others in a short time. Startups destined to tackle climate change attract the most attention and funding. Everything is energy, and energy manages the global economy. Now the economic system is adopting climate change solutions, therefore the whole economy will be about climate change and how to reverse this foolishness with green innovation and growth. People believed making more, consuming more, wasting more was the best thing for the economy until catastrophic events incited by global warming temperatures afflicting the globe. It seems like economic degrowth would be better to sustain civilization and recovering the planet. Without economic degrowth, green growth cannot flourish in the global markets. There are probably very few civilizations capable of terraforming Earth-like worlds. Colonization and terraforming are totally different. Anybody can colonize another world with technology. The Earth is a very special, living depot of biodiversity. The human population must stop destroying this beautiful, vivid realm. No other world will ever be like the Earth. It has to sustain the human race for thousands of years and more. It seems like in less than 100 years, there will be nothing left. Destructive industries are supposed to be shut down or corrected in order to benefit the environment and climate, not sabotage it all. Everything about human civilization has been mostly destructive. This can change with great effort, awareness, and dedication. Sometimes, the most intelligent species arise as the most destructive. This happened in many other worlds in the cosmos. It's nothing new. People didn't know what they've done wrong until now. There are rising awareness and feeling of urgency around the globe. That's a good thing. A divine presence is always watching over the Earth, and they're very concerned about the future of the planet and humankind. They put great effort into building this magnificently diverse, dynamic sphere of life. Everything about human society is supposed to be amended globally. All industries may have to rework as carbon negative, also utilize renewable resources and recycling in everything they do. People will always need products. They may need more products and services while the population is ever surging. The most populated areas of the planet are the ones with the most air pollution, waste output, and environmental devastation. Large forests are being cleared up to gain more farmland to feed the increasing population in large cities. People used to think enlarging cities were the best places and growing economically, numerically, spaciously were the best thing to do. It seems like the planet cannot sustain an ever-growing population worldwide. Most cities, countries are overpopulated, and this is damaging the natural world, depleting its fragile resources. If the Amazon was a man-made food forest, modern men can duplicate this mode of life in many other places to sustain themselves. Human beings always relied on forests, their regrowing expedients to survive. Life shouldn't be all about survival. Survival instincts have been taken away from a finite natural world. With greater awareness and higher viewpoint, it's up to humans across the world to restore their planet into its most sustainable and viable state for all living beings to exist peacefully. The creators only seeded a very few words with the capability of universal terraforming. This may be one of the highest levels of living biotechnology. In the future, machinery, buildings, and transportation may be fully biotech. We're seeing the birth of this new type of scientific technology now. All living beings are animated biotechnologies if you examine them closely. Even the aliens have evolved to their current appearance as self-evolving biological technologies initiated by the divine creators. They continuously observe their creations. Evolution and natural balance have been formulated in advance. The language barrier divides all nations and ethnicities around the world. Good communication is critical to building a foundation for cooperation and unity. One person can only do much. The whole world population can achieve such consummation in the shortest time possible to follow other schemes. Increasing sustainability and renewability still depend on natural balance and production. No matter how technological you are, you're still rooted in nature. Destroying it or outstripping its life-giving habitats and systems will only vex you in return. Humans are living in a totally different world that's in grave danger. Ocean levels may be rising slowly each day. Each year may be worse than the last year if collective action isn't taken to reverse climate change and stop the destruction of forests and the environment. Even to manufacture renewable energies to supply the growing demand, more rare metal deposits must be mined. Mining still ravages through ecosystems. The best thing to do is to somehow build a completely plant-based civilization, embracing biodiversity and ecological protection worldwide. This type of civilization can secure the future of its home world, then it can have the chance to transfer its natural and organic progress to other places in its solar system. If fusion energy is developed as artificial suns, it will be easy to sustain any colony anywhere in space like Mars, the Moon, other moons, and planets. Some entrepreneurs believe civilization can be easily powered by solar energy, since the battery technology is sufficient and always improving. Sunlight is the most abundant energy source, the only thing is how to convert it to electricity efficiently. Solar panels work with only up to 40% efficiency. If they could replicate plant leaves organically, efficiency would boost remarkably. Mimicking nature in every industry will benefit the environment and boost efficiency, as in sustainable innovation. Making money and accumulating riches will be a thing of the past. Green innovation is replacing the tempting endeavors. More money mostly leads to more problems. People who win the lottery know about this. Survival is always tough for all species in the universe, yet survival is the leading force of evolution, innovation, creativity, and constant progress. Hovering as a spirit on the other side peacefully isn't conducive for the physical universe that's always burgeoning. If nature can grow out of the environment with the help of sunlight, water, and soils, pretty much anything can be grown the same way. Even the things that make up technologies, machination, construction, and all other aspects of civilization. The way to pure advancement might be plant-based breakthroughs and carbon-absorbing productions. Constant terraforming of the Earth may be launched with the help of the world population to transform the globe into an interstellar biosphere, delivering its life-generating seeds to planetary systems where there are advanced civilizations on dying, depleted, arid spheres. People tend to think that progressing technologically will make them a higher type of civilization, whereas the planet is burning down and dying. Ecologically advanced and resilient societies will have the chance to consolidate to build a more effective foundation. The capitalist economic infrastructure was designed to consume and waste increasingly. Instead of pursuing technological advancements, we can have innovative environmental, ecological advancements intended to halt environmental and resource depletion. Buildings can be planned as ecological storehouses that will absorb carbon dioxide, rainfall, and sunlight to manufacture products with no emissions. Not everyone would want to live in a forest, generating adequate feed to live in tune with the ecosphere. Thus, the world's most renowned cities won't be affected by the coastal sea level uprise, can embrace eco-growth and expansion in the urban and suburban areas. Everything will be more connected each day. Human society is becoming a global brain. There won't be any division or miscommunication when the clean power grid is interconnected to energize green eco-cities. Everything can be recycled, reused, repurposed in some way or another. Fossil fuels can be replaced with their carbon-negative bio-alternatives. Some researchers believe green premiums will create a more beneficial, profitable, and equal economic system for the whole. Plants make up the natural world, thus plant-based research and development will be able to build a very advanced and bio-rich civilization unlike any other. Biophilia is being introduced to buildings, cities, businesses. Biophilic designs in any industry can boost happiness, focus, and sustainability. People shouldn't be the resource, they could be the saviors of this beautiful planet. Somehow, human civilization can gradually exceed any alien groups or collectives that come to Earth or the ones that are already here with secretive plans. The mystery lies in nature. Nature may contain some of the most advanced universal terraform technologies that are biological in nature. Electric car designs are improving each day. Shortly these companies may be making free energy or nuclear fusion-powered spaceships. Flying cars and drones are in development, so who knows what's been classified. With spaceship productions going public, it would be easier to recover and enrich the planet, also build carbon-negative businesses and projects across the world. Bacteria that people are so afraid of are actually mostly very beneficial for large creatures like humans. The human body comprises countless bacteria that assist every facet of anatomy. Some types of bacteria may generate a great amount of energy and feed if they're treated with correct procedures. Hydrogen, clean energy, renewable resources, green technologies, plant-based products, new farming methods, plant block constructions, and other green inventions will conceive the new sustainable economic system to reverse climate change and become more advanced than all alien races incrementally. These are tough, also very exciting times here on Earth. Things may get tougher because of climate and environmental crises. Any type of clean energy source can be utilized to constantly re-terraform the Earth and power human civilization. Space mining will be the next futuristic industry. Mars, moons, and asteroids can be mined for their rare metals. It's more feasible to build space colonies underground on other planets. That way, there is no need to fully terraform any planets to colonize them. They're shielded from temperature spikes, dust storms, and geological changes. Bricks made from mushrooms can replace cement. Hempcrete is already in the market and some buildings are constructed with hempcrete is carbon negative. Solar energy is the biggest clean energy industry of all time. It will continuously grow in the years to come. Polyculture farms and solar panels will embellish large fields to feed and power cities nearby. Build a theme park on Mars, and millions of people would want to travel there right away. Underground theme parks would attract more funding and companies that can contribute to terraforming. Wave energy will be the next emerging clean energy market that will thrive. Waves can easily generate as much energy like solar panels. Algae-based technologies will be discovered shortly. Algae are such magnificent, versatile water plants. Cyanobacteria produce most of the oxygen in the atmosphere. They've been constantly inhaling and exhaling to engender the atmosphere human beings breathe. These simple water plant organisms are some of the oldest on Earth. They've been producing the basic elements needed by all living organisms. They can be employed to tackle climate change, generate feed, also build new technologies like algae-based bioreactors. Bioreactors can generate a feed to be used in 3D printers for businesses and households. Opportunities are endless when all kinds of plants are employed in unique ways unlike before. Hydrogen fuel cell cars can compete with electric cars in the global market. Clean energy systems will be more profitable and sustainable in a world endangered by climate and natural crises that are mostly man-made. One thing people didn't know about is, there are tons of biological, organic technologies hidden here on Earth that can rejuvenate the planet and human society. A lot of alien groups travel to Earth to gain possession of these biotechnologies that evolved uniquely here on Earth over the course of millions of years. They're in jeopardy now because of industrial devastation and disasters. Some people think everyone can plant millions of trees around the globe and everything will be fine. The reality of the situation is more terrifying. It may be impossible to completely obstruct weather-related crises. All industries supplying the human population must be regulated and readjusted concerning the environment and calamitous events. The Earth society has the potential to outmatch all alien races that look advanced or enlightened, in reality, aren't at all. The Earth is an exceptional living sphere bestowed upon the human race to protect it and to bolster its abundant natural environment for the benefit of the whole. Technology, manufacturing, constructions, everything that human society is composed of are intermixing as one super self-regenerating organism encompassing the entire globe. The future may be extremely bright or an agitating dystopia. Everyone is asked to choose the blue pill or the red pill during this confusing period. The matrix is real, but it can be broken apart to breed the new regenerative, green civilization destined to unify for a higher purpose. All nations are supposed to relinquish unnecessary conflicts, animosities, differences, and meaningless endeavors to coalesce under one goal of restoring the planet and securing its living future. The future is always about life, not about technology. Technology is just a tool to get things done. That's why nature and technologies will commingle sooner or later. All life is part of nature. Intelligent humanoids create technologies with their hands and growing brains after a while. Only the ultimate green economy can cease global warming and benefit the whole because green products and services are way more valuable. There is a new tire design that can absorb carbon dioxide while driving. Carbon removal and capture technologies are going to be one of the biggest industries after the clean energy sector. It's not just carbon dioxide. Greenhouse gases consist of many elements that can be reused if they're divided. All of these basic elements can be captured and put to use for many businesses like the carbonated water and soda industries. Carbon is the most abundant element on Earth. It can be used for pretty much anything easily. The only thing is to stop emitting it into the atmosphere and grab it for its many applications. Carbon can make graphene as well. Glass and plastic panels used in tech gadgets can be made with hardened carbon and graphene. Carbon dioxide is inhaled by plants and carbon is turned into glucose while oxygen is exhaled. Therefore, artificial photosynthesis at a large scale can help to solve climate exigency. Anything plants and trees do are the most efficient ways of energy and feed production. These processes can be mimicked in labs by a scientific approach. There is a need to direct many scientists into plant-based experimentation and research. This field is growing rapidly. It's also way more sustainable than its counterparts. Plant-based productions can be a way to dwindle the rise in temperatures worldwide. Carbon credits are sought after by the largest corporations. This can be the new field of business if these companies pay their share for the credits generated by other companies and individuals. New economies are being invented during a time of crisis. Green, carbon, plant-based, climate, renewable, eco-friendly economies didn't really exist back in the day. It's best to hire green chiefs for all businesses and corporations, as well as electing green presidents for all administrations to lead the global carbon-negative and environmentally friendly future. Human civilization can refresh itself as a global rainforest network, constantly geo-greening its environment and intercities. The era of competition between companies, nations, businesses must end to begin cooperating to make the best, most sustainable, most amazing product, gadget, building, the designs that ever existed. Then improve these new innovative creations made by integrated minds globally. The competition will only generate more waste and more environmental depletion. Everyone should work together to build the most sustainable systems and productions, since the planet is going through an existential crisis now. Human beings can be better than all alien species. Human DNA consists of over 20 combinations of alien species that visited the Earth in the past. They all affixed a component of their DNA strands into human DNA, which is more advanced than all alien races now. The human race isn't a primitive civilization anymore, it's arising as a very competent, creative, and self-renewing community. Humans can eventually teach how to terraform new Earth-like prolific systems to other alien communities in this galaxy and afar. A new universe is in creation because humans may pass the test soon. They have the power to protect the Earth from cataclysms and reinforce its resilient abundance. The universe will shine the colors of diversity originated from this mother terraform. Plant life has the power to repair toxic and infertile soils on other planets through bioengineering and new technologies. When a society pursues environmental protection and terraforming, this radiates into the universe. That's why carbon negativity should be embraced by all businesses, households, nations, and corporations no matter what they work for. The goal is to save the planet, geogreen its natural environment as the most lushly biodiverse in order to put an end to all cataclysmic events as soon as possible. Manufacturing materials prices will escalate, recycling everything that's manufactured will be the next big industry as well. Everything that's designed and manufactured can be preconceived to be reused, recycled, repurposed, or to get composted and decompose. A big volume of waste can be composted and used as organic fertilizer for the emerging intercropping fields. That way farming can be carbon negative and beneficial for ecosystems hereafter. A spaceship age may be on the horizon after the computer and internet era. The destructive industrial era may be concluding in order to save the environment and tackle catastrophic weather changes. It's difficult to completely tackle climate change and its negative effects worldwide without employing tons of spaceships into low orbit. Any type of project planned to restore the planet can be tracked and launched from a high vantage point. In order to initiate the most sustainable, green, cool climate economy, spaceship technologies may be uncovered and get mass manufactured. Thus, a lot of people can devote themselves to safeguarding forests, coral reefs, other important regions, as well as start doing the best things to reverse climate change, pollution, carbon emissions, and so forth. There is a lot of work to be done, and nobody knows how to accomplish this unique mission of planetary revival and reformation. Reforestation is great when it's done properly. Replicating existent forest systems and rainforest regions is better than monoculture farming and forestation. Only one nation, company, or several staff members cannot eliminate industrial depletion, degradation, and heating temperatures by themselves. More and more people and enterprises need to plunge into these undertakings.